Welcome everyone. It is a beautiful evening and I'm going to take a trip to B&Q and we're going to check out what herbs they've got on offer at the moment. Not only that, I'm actually going to go ahead, purchase a pot and do a nice little planter, give you a little bit of a how-to at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. So just to mention, I'm at my local Utoxeter store and I've heard a rumble there's going to be a 20% off all plant sale again for the bank holiday, just like the previous one. So we'll start right here with this parsley. Now I will mention everything is really great quality at B&Q today. I think, yes, these are a fresh delivery of plants, but they do look fantastic. So we've got curly parsley just here. Now, I'm not much of a connoisseur on actual herbs as such, but I kind of know the varieties and I know that they all love a free draining soil and a lovely sunny position. So we've got some fennel just here. Now, it's worth mentioning at this point, these are all £4 each or 4 for £14. Now, as mentioned, I'm in Utoxeter store and they do look after the plants really, really well. I know some stores can struggle, but particularly this herb selection, A, is great and it's very well looked after as well. So oregano then, this is like a smaller herb, if you like, a lower growing variety. Yes, you can plant these in pots or you can plant these in the garden. I find in pots are sort of more easy, accessible. You can kind of put a pot next to the barbecue or something like that. And then lemon balm, this smelt absolutely incredible. I've not done much cooking with this, I'm not going to lie to you, but I imagine it doesn't go amiss in something like a Thai green curry or something like that. You'll have to let me know down below, what herbs do you buy or what herbs do you use in your kitchen that you're looking to buy. So just sage here then, so we've got the common sage. You can keep this clipped back really well. You can it'll either be as big as you want it to be or as low as you want it to be, if that makes sense. All of these can go in the ground. I'll actually go ahead a little bit later on in the video and I'll show you how I actually pot them up. And I actually buy, bit of a spoiler, but I actually buy 4 plants, one of them being sage, because I absolutely love the stuff. Moving on to thyme then. So these actually get to like a lovely little ball shape. Yes, you have to keep them clipped. However, it's only the very top bits that you actually use for cooking anyway, I find, or you strip the leaves off. So you can keep them well clipped and they're very fast growing. All the herbs that you'll see on display today, they're all fast growing. So they're all what you call cut and come again. So mint, that's again, really good quality. I would certainly keep this in a pot. I would not plant this in your ground unless you want the whole garden to be taken over by mint. Mint is extremely invasive. It's very difficult to get all the roots out once it takes establishment in your garden. So again, we've got some more sage just there. And like I've just mentioned, they are all 4 for £14 or £4 each. Now, out of the whole selection of herbs, there was literally only 2 plants that were dry out of the whole lot. Now, I know B&Q, B&M, they sometimes get quite a lot of stick for the dry plants and the care of them. But there's only 2 out of this whole collection. So the curry plant then, I absolutely love this. Not one of my favourites, but the smell is absolutely incredible. I couldn't help but to sort of run my fingers through all of the herbs and it just brings out the smells. That's a really good tip. If you want just a quick fix, rub your hands through them and you'll get that really great smelling plants. Like, it's absolutely fantastic. And then rosemary. So there's 2 different varieties of rosemary. And just here, this is a slightly more compact variety. You can tell the difference side by side. They're very easy to take cuttings from this time of year. So you simply just chop the tops off for about 3 inches or so and pop them straight into compost. Very easy to propagate. And someone told me that they actually do theirs in water. So they drop theirs straight into water. And then we've got some lemon balm just here as well. So as mentioned, when it comes to positioning in your garden, they love an absolute sunny spot with a well-drained soil is probably the best thing you can do for these. And then just lots of water and lots of love. So moving on to the pots, I'm actually going to go ahead and choose a terracotta pot. So we'll go through some of the different sizes. Now these are absolutely massive for £20. I really love those. These are £24. It's got the slight like shell shape design on them. I really like the lip on the top of those. And then we've got some sort of trough planters just there as well. So they've got several different varieties in stock, several different prices. Now, it's worth mentioning, if you're going to buy a singular plant, you want something double the size of the pot that you're going for. These small ones for £1.80, they just won't cut it. Yes, they'll look fantastic in it, but they'll dry out super fast and they'll run out of nutrients pretty quickly as well, if that makes sense. So sometimes bigger isn't always better, but with these herbs, at least double the size of the pot. That's what you want to be going for when you're transplanting them. So I actually went for the £12 pot. I absolutely love this. Terracotta, like I said, very free draining. So let's go ahead and let's pick my 4 plants. So 4 for £14. First one for me then, rosemary. Now, I'm not much of a chef, right? So I'll put that out there right now. But I do love a steak and I do love rosemary with that. So that's number 1 on my list. Number 2 on my list is fennel. Now, one of the main reasons why I'm buying this is for the architectural feel in the pot. I'm actually going to give the planter some height. Yes, I do like fennel a little bit, but I've mainly bought it for the actual structural side of the pot. Then the next option for me is thyme. I actually really do love thyme, and you can add this to so many different dishes. And it makes like a really lovely ball plant, and that's going to go towards the front of the actual pot itself. And last but not least, I'm going to pick a lovely sage plant. Now at this moment in time, I mentioned it's all great quality. It's a fresh delivery. So demonstration table's out, so that can only mean one thing. A demonstration. Does that sound right? So this part of the video, we're going to go through the plants that I've bought, why I've picked these, why I've picked a terracotta pot, and then how I'm going to place them, why I'm going to place them there, and we'll talk a little bit about aftercare as well. So we'll start with the beginning of that. So the 4 plants that I bought, so there were four plants for £14. Now, it's fast approaching barbecue season, right? And although I don't have that many here, I may even give this away as a gift to a friend. Now, for me, barbecues is all about the steak, and rosemary and steak go together absolutely lovely. Now, I'll put a disclaimer out there. Right now, I'm not a chef, as you can probably tell. The reasons why I've gone for these, so the rosemary is, all of these herbs smell absolutely beautiful. But the rosemary is really easy to propagate. It will give a really good bit of height to the planter. Now, this can be used in literally anything with cooking. Not only growing your own food, but growing your own herbs to go in the food. There's nothing like it, and there's nothing better. So I have picked rosemary. That was my very first choice. Really aromatic, absolutely beautiful. The second one was just the average sage. Now, again, sage leaves are absolutely beautiful. We'll talk a little bit sorry, I was doing that in the garden centre as I was going round. Now, these are absolutely beautiful. These again will give a good bit of height, but you can keep these to whatever size you want them. So either slightly taller or really quite low to the pot. It really depends on how much you prune it, how much you use. But not only that, even if you don't want to use it all the time, you can keep cutting it and it will just get bushier and it will stay at a nice level in your pot. So that is sage. My next choice is thyme. I absolutely love this. This goes in all sorts of different dishes in our house, and we are starting to sort of eat a little bit better, make dishes from scratch. So I'm really hoping this is going to help with that. From a planter point of view, It is going to stay quite bushy. I am going to keep it trimmed. This is always going to be at the front of the pot, and we're going to keep it in a nice dome shape. So that's thyme. I absolutely love that. And my last one, bit controversial. I've gone for fennel. I don't even like fennel. One of the main reasons why I've picked this is so it can look architectural in my garden, right? Yes, I'm sure it'll come in handy for something, and I'll keep cutting it and taking off this lovely growth here. But I've actually bought it to be a back piece in the pot to make it look quite sort of, or add a little bit of structure if you like. So that's the reason why I've done that. The reason why I picked a terracotta pot and not a normal plastic pot or whatever is I want quite a Mediterranean feel when it comes to herbs. Not only that, this dries out very, very well, and herbs don't like it too dry. So when it comes to compost, you want either a multi-purpose mixed with some Johniness, or if you're like me, you can simply add some garden soil into it to make it a bit more free draining, or you can add some sand if you've got it. So sand, gravel, grit, even broken up terracotta pot can get added to the bottom for drainage, but they like it quite free draining. Not on the edge though, where it's dry, and they're obviously they are gonna need watering, but it's just a case of the roots don't like sitting in really damp compost. So you know me guys, I'm a budget friendly channel, I'm a budget friendly kind of guy. I'm actually gonna be using garden soil for mine. The reason why I'm using garden soil is I feed my soil all the time. I'm always adding organic matter, fish blood and bone, potash, chicken manure to my garden, so it is really quite lush. Not only that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to add some chicken manure to this in a pallet form, where I'm going to fill it up half full, sprinkle it in, fill it up a little bit more, and then I will put a scattering on top as well. What that will do, the scattering on top will break down almost immediately and then start feeding the plant. And then what will happen with the sort of middle layer of feed is that will break down when the plants get sort of going, the root systems are getting established, and that will give it a secondary feed as well. That's a really good tip. So let's go ahead and plant these in. I'll talk to you about why I'm potting them in the plant pot. Every pot has a best face, every plant has a face. You don't want to be looking at its arse all the time, if that makes sense. That's what I was told way back in the day. Might have been put a little bit more cruder than that. So every pot has its face. You're aiming, so what you guys will see is the face, and I've got the rear. And I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere. So we're going to fill this up with the compost soil. We're going to display the plants around, and then we're just going to talk about that a little bit. So let me go and get some soil and also some feed. So I filled this perhaps just over half. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to sprinkle some chicken manure in here. I'm going to pop another layer on. Just bring it up to the level where the plants will just need to sit, so they can sit just below this rim just here. We don't want it overflowing, so I'll only put a tiny bit more in to bring it up to level. I'll show you what that looks like. So what I've done here, more soil's gone in, and I've simply popped the whole plant in to sort of check the level, see where it's sitting. That is absolutely perfect. That just gives a little bit of a drop, so when we water it, the water will stay inside the pot. And then what I want to do now is actually just place the herbs out. So I know this is going at the front. I want to keep this kind of quite small. I also know my fennel wants to go at the back, as do I want my rosemary, and then the sage just on the side. I can spread these out just a little bit more as and when I plant them in. I love that already. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get my trowel, and we're going to fill in all the gaps, take them out of the pots, fill in all the gaps, and then we'll give this a really good water. May even label it up with a little label of what they are, if I was just beginning. I'm really pleased with this already. Let's get this planted up, see what it looks like. Move positions. And this has been a really fun one. A little bit of a planting tip for you. Some root balls can be quite tightly knitted together, as you can see just here. There's nothing wrong with that. What I was always taught in horticulture is just tease the roots out just a tiny bit, or you can score it with a knife very finely. What that does, breaks the root systems out, breaks the root systems out a little bit, ready to give it a better chance for its new pot. So I'll just do that just a little bit and leave it at that. So let's go ahead and place these out. Wind's really picked up here in Staffordshire over the last couple of days. And again, each plant will have its best face. So don't just think about the pot itself, think about all your individual plants, which is the best face for it. And then go backfill this with some compost or soil. Gonna go ahead, give it another sprinkle of chicken manure, and that will break down nicely. I've given it a really good firming in all around the sides. Reason for that, when you give it a good water, sometimes it can sink. So if you're constantly sort of adding pressure to the soil, it's less likely to sink when you think you've got your finished product. But I am really happy with that. So that is the back. And that's the front, so you can have it any way around that you want it in that angle. But I think my favourite is about like that. So the only thing left for this, a good water, and then put it in its location. But I may even give this away to a family member who loves barbecues. Now, as always, no thrills video, kind of a point and shoot for you guys, as much information as I could possibly share. Really enjoyed this, used to do this in the garden centre a lot. I remember mixing up the terracotta pots with all the herbs, doing a few displays and watching them run off the shelves, right? Really enjoyed it though. And if you enjoyed it, then please give it a big thumbs up, as it really does help the channel out, and drop a comment down below as it helps share it out to others who love gardening just like we do. Until tomorrow, I will see you in the garden. Thank you very much for watching.